Good Friday morning. Yes, today is a first alert weather day, as there is the potential that more fires could start or spread quickly. We have three primary fires that are in the viewing area this morning, but I'm going to only talk about two of them. The Red Bridge fire outside of Cle Elum, evacuations have been lifted, containment's up to 90%, so we're just going to hand wave that one. Now on to the Van Sickle Canyon fire that's burning in southwestern Walla Walla County. 1,900 acres still don't have any containment on this. Thankfully, all the evacuations were lifted from yesterday, so that's certainly some very good news. Then we take you to the Weber Canyon fire, this one burning outside of Badger. It's 390 acres. We don't have any word on containment, and this is burning at the 5200 block of 506 PR Southeast, and technically the address is Benton City, but see on the map there is pretty close to Badger. So for today, first alert weather day, because of the combination of winds, dry air, and dry vegetation in the Kittitas Valley, we're going to have a similar setup as we head into Monday. So right now temperatures are, wind gusts, you see we're in a bit of a lull, but they're going to pick up later today, which is why we're going with the first alert weather day. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the higher terrain. A little bit of haze we're expecting today for portions of Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties. I'll tell you about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, we are tracking a number of fires that popped up across the area, including a large vegetation fire still active this morning.
And with the rising temperatures and strong winds, there is an uptick in wildfires, which is why the Bureau of Land Management is placing restrictions on many counties. We'll tell you which ones just ahead.
And West Richland has seen a dramatic increase in abandoned dogs, how the city plans to curb the influx and what they say is behind it. These headlines and more are coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Friday. Don't let it scare you. Friday the 13th.
You know I was born on Friday the 13th.
Were
no, it was
you
Saturday.
really?
Oh, it was close.
You're wild.
I know.
Friday the 13th. Don't get spooked out about it. Are you superstitious?
No, not really.
I know, me neither.
Yeah, it's fun to kind of.
But it's fun.
Yeah. But speaking of wild, we have a lot of wildfires to talk about.
Yes, we do.
And we want to start with one in Walla Walla County. The Van Sickle Canyon fire remains active this morning with almost 2,000 acres burned so far.
Yeah, so the county activated its emergency coordination center just yesterday morning as crews were battling these flames. The strike teams were brought in to help, and while the fire is still at 0% containment, officials have lifted all of the level 1 evacuation notices.
Residents are being asked to only call 911 for serious or life-threatening emergencies as resources remain stretched.
And then taking you to Benton City, that's where crews are battling a large vegetation fire.
Now at this time, multiple units are on scene and a visible smoke column can be seen from several miles away. As of now, the fire is estimated at 390 acres, and Incident Command has requested 2 additional wildland strike teams to help get it under control.
Yeah, this is a rapidly developing situation. As you can imagine, we are working to confirm if there are any structures in the area that could be threatened. It does seem to be in a pretty isolated area with not a lot of structures or anything around it.
But stay with us throughout the morning. We'll be bringing you updates on air and also online as conditions change.
Now, following up on an apartment fire that we first brought to you just yesterday, right here on Good Morning Northwest is breaking news. We're now learning some more details on what may have sparked that blaze that led to the loss of many homes for people that lived there, and also people jumping for their lives. It happened yesterday morning. Kennewick Fire crews called out to the 10,000 block of North Cleveland Street. Firefighters say that fire started around 4:30 yesterday morning. Crews arriving within about 5 minutes of the call. When they got there, flames were engulfing the building, leaving people that lived there having to find a way out, and fast.
We had a total of 6 or 7 people that were in those units at the time of the fire. 2 that were on the ground floor that were able to escape through their front door. 2 that were in one of the upstairs apartment units that were able to lower themselves down to the ground using a rope. And then 2 more that were in additional upstairs unit that had to jump.
So everyone luckily made it out safely with just some minor injuries. Chief Michael says that the complex, though, looks to be a total loss. Fire crews are working with the Red Cross to help everyone who lived there find other places to go. Crews did remain there on scene for several hours, though, just monitoring everything. Investigators still trying to figure out what sparked that blaze. Some people living there have come forward, though, claiming they did not hear smoke alarms at the time of the fire.
Now we're also learning more on a house fire in Richland, one of 3 fires that broke out around the same time in the Tri-Cities area. Now this morning, a family is mourning the devastating loss of their home. The fire broke out at the 1100 block of Adair Drive and Crannockwood Court at 2 a.m. Firefighters raced to the scene, and while everyone was able to get out safely, they are missing some of their pets. Fire crews from Kennewick, Pasco, Richland, and Benton County all responded to the scene, and a ladder truck was used to try and attack the fire from above. While no one was hurt, the house is a total loss. Officials say it'll take some time to investigate and find out exactly what caused the blaze.
And this morning, some more details emerging on a third major fire to break out in the area. Early yesterday morning in Franklin County, fire crews continued to monitor a hay fire throughout the day. It broke out just after midnight. Fire officials allowed the hay to burn while making sure it didn't spread to nearby vegetation or catch any other bales on fire. They say smoke will continue to rise from that pile probably for over the next few days. And with these higher temperatures, stronger winds, and more fires popping up each day, the Bureau of Land Management is issuing some fire restrictions across several counties. They say a staggering 85% of wildfires are human-caused. So to reduce that risk, new rules take effect today. Smoking is banned while traveling unless you're in a vehicle on an improved road or on the water or at a designated location. Campfires, charcoal, and stove fires are all off limits with some exceptions, along with fireworks and motorized vehicles off developed roads. And these restrictions, again, they go into effect today. They cover Franklin, Grant, Kittitas, and Yakima counties, and also Benton County as well. If you have any questions or you need any clarity on this, contact your local Bureau of Land Management office for guidance. And continuing our coverage this morning at 5:07, talking about animal abandonment, which is a growing problem around the region.
And this is especially true when it comes to people leaving their dogs. Our William Albert reports on how West Richland has been trying to tackle this issue head on.
The West Richland Police say their Animal Control Division has seen nearly 10 reported cases of dog abandonment in the last 2 years. And that number doesn't include the many cases that likely go unreported across the Tri-Cities. Authorities say departments across the region are in crisis mode with how frequently abandonment is happening, especially in recent years.
Last 4 years, 5 years, it's really, the dumping has been exploding in the Tri-Cities area. It's hit West Richland the past couple years where we have people that are abandoning them out here from their vehicles. We had one case where a dog was dumped out off of Rupert Road, and we weren't able to get that dog for 4 months, and we had to trap him.
Despite these challenges, Adamson says the West Richland community continues to step up, helping to report abandonments and track down those responsible.
We have an amazing community in West Richland where they report it. You know, they get the plates. We had a kid even describe the car and what the car looked like that dumped out a dog. We weren't able, and that was last December.
Adamson says abandoning a pet is not just illegal, it's one of the most irresponsible things a person can do.
Not only is abandonment irresponsible, it's neglectful to the dog. I mean, they've known their family, whoever dumped them, and then you throw them out into the world, they're confused, scared.
In an effort to prevent future cases, Adamson has been working directly with local businesses to raise awareness.
I have had a few businesses that hang my signs up in their windows to kind of spread education on it. I've written a lot of Facebook posts in Spanish and English, kind of describing the situation and the crisis and that it is against the law to abandon your dog.
But above all, she says it's most important for people to remember that dogs aren't equipped to survive on their own, and it's up to their owners to do the right thing. The
dog is out left to fend for itself. These are not wild animals. You know, they're not a cougar that's running off and, taking care of themselves. These are domestic animals under Washington state law, and they need to have somebody taking care of them. And so that includes the previous owner needs to be responsible and If you have to rehome your dog, you have to do it the right way. That's the right way to do it.
The West Richland Police Department says their message is simple: be responsible and take care of your animals. In Richland, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
So under Washington state law, abandoning a dog is considered animal cruelty. It's a gross misdemeanor that could lead to jail time.
It's also just gross. Don't do it.
It's just mean.
Yeah.
It's just not right. Yeah. And there's so many places that you can take an animal if you
so
can't
many
take care of
options.
it. So many other options.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, coming up next here on Good Morning Northwest, tensions boiling over as Israel launches attacks or strikes against Iran, and we have a full breakdown on the growing threats between those two countries. All the details are coming up.
And even that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. When we come back after the break, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert forecast on this Friday morning. It's 10 minutes after 5, and we'll be right back.
Your dream home starts at Floor & Home with Mohawk's Made in America lines. Tariff-free, 4-season flooring made for life. And remember, we'll take care of the install. Love the home you live in.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down.
We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Your dream home starts at Floor & Home with Mohawk's Made in America lines. Tariff-free, 4-season flooring made for life. And remember, we'll take care of the install. Love the home you live in.
You love AFG. Yes! Get ready for AFG.
It's America's funniest people.
Hot dog! Hosted by Alfonso Ribeiro and Allison Hannigan. An AFB special, Sunday on ABC.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here's your CoatCast for today for the Tri-Cities. And you might need a light jacket for this morning. A little bit later in the day, it's going to be t-shirt weather as we'll have high temperatures that'll end up in the 80s. Pretty normal for this time of the year. Then for the late night, possibly some more light jacket weather. So for today, highs in the 70s and 80s. Like I mentioned, pretty seasonal for June 13th. Should be a lot of sunshine on the map, but that could be interrupted by some haze in portions of Umatilla, Morrow, and Walla Walla County. So let's go ahead and show you how that's all going to pan out. Now, this is coming from the two fires that are burning down closer to the gorge. One on the Klickitat and Wasco County line, the other one on the Gillum and Wheeler County lines. So, I actually believe that's Sherman County, but anyway, all the smoke streaming downstream of those fires. And so we'll show you how this progresses throughout the course of the day. At the peak of daytime heating, as we get into the afternoon, that's when the fires will likely flare up again. That's likely when they're going to produce their most smoke. And so with the winds coming out of the north and west, that's going to put the bulk of the smoke in Morrow County. It starts to thin out as it heads into Umatilla and Walla Walla counties. That's just the cycle for today. And then for tomorrow, it looks like we do the exact same thing. Again, we start to heat things up. The fires start to flare up again. Winds out of the north and west, bringing that plume into first Morrow, then Umatilla, and then spreading up into Walla Walla County. And unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be a similar setup for fires to start and spread quickly for today and for Monday. I'll tell you the ingredients in place coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:15, taking a look at news from around the world this morning. Iran's supreme leader vowing severe punishment on Israel after a major attack overnight. Israel targeting Iran's nuclear program, military leaders and scientists. The U.S. now launching a task force focusing on evacuating Americans if needed. Perry Russum has the latest.
This morning, the Middle East on edge after Israel carried out major attacks on Iran, aimed at decimating Iran's nuclear program in hopes of preventing the country from building a nuclear bomb. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calling it Operation Rising Lion.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival.
Netanyahu says they targeted Iran's nuclear weaponization program, main enrichment facility, and scientists he says were working on a bomb. Iranian state TV says 2 top nuclear scientists were killed, including this man, Freydun Abbasi. This morning, Iran's supreme leader promising severe punishment on Israel. In Iran's capital of Tehran, the injured sitting on sidewalks, this building blown apart, with rubble coating cars.
Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal.
In Tel Aviv, people stocking up on supplies amid fears of Iran's retaliation. Hospitals preparing underground medical facilities. Tel Aviv's airport now closed until further notice. The Trump administration distancing itself from the strikes. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says, "We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel."
You have talks between the United States and Iran that have been moving forward on the Iranian nuclear program, and Israel believes these talks won't work.
And just coming in, Iranian state media saying at least 78 people have been killed with these Israeli strikes in Tehran. U.S. and Iran were supposed to resume nuclear talks over the weekend on Sunday. President Trump speaking to Fox News saying Iran cannot have a nuclear bomb. We are hoping to get back to the negotiating table. Where potential talks stand right now still remains, though, unclear. It's, of course, something we'll continue to follow. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back after the break, we will check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert. He'll have your full first alert forecast as we make our way into the weekend. It's 5:17, giving you a live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. We'll be right back.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
This summer, Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is heating things up with incredible savings on every piano in our showroom. Take advantage of special bundles on our digital models. Enjoy savings on both new and used options. Get up to $10,000 off on select grand pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 12 months. And every purchase includes free delivery in Tri-Cities. The hottest part, our 2-day summer sale event happens June 26th and 27th only. Turn up the heat and visit Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos today.
It's the Click It RV Roll Into Summer sales event going on now at your local Click It RV store with huge manufacturer's discounts from Forest River, StarCraft, and more. Get 0 down, nothing, and no payments for 6 months. And get top dollar for your trade. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. You can beat the coming tariffs, but nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So don't miss the Roll Into Summer sales event at your local Click It RV store. Spokane, Milton, Freewater, Moses Lake, and Union Gap.
Hi, I'm Debbie Robertson. I'm just putting on the sales tags for the Nissan Summer Sales event going on right now at Bill Robertson Nissan. We brought in extra inventory just for this event. New Nissan Rogues under $30,000 with 0% financing for 60 months. Or drive home a new 2025 Nissan Pathfinder at 0% for 60 months starting at $37,499. You can even drive away in a brand new Nissan Versa for under $20,000. So come see us today at Bill and Debbie Robertson Nissan.
Apple Valley News Now is Kennewick.
Apple Valley News Now is Yakima.
Apple Valley News Now is Hermiston.
Our broadcast center may be in Kennewick, but Apple Valley News Now is everywhere.
From the Blues in the east to the Cascades in the west, one television station is everywhere you want us to be. Leading the way with local news you trust.
Breaking news.
We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side.
Next live, John Hamm from your friends and neighbors, plus the Doobie Brothers, and sizzling summer dishes with Chef Michael Simon.
Gorgeous. Hey, Michael, it turns out you know what you're doing.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a first alert weather day in the Kittitas Valley as we could have strong wind gusts, dry air, dry vegetation. So you know the drill. Fires could start or spread very quickly. So here is the wind gust forecast for today, up around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 35 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. The main time frame from 11 a.m. this morning to 5 in the morning on Saturday. But remember, it could be windy before then. It's just that's when the cream of the crop is going to be. Okay, so for today, mostly sunny out there. Could have some haze. In fact, we'll probably have some haze in Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties. A little chance of some showers up in the Blues. The rest of us are going to stay dry. And highs seasonal for this time of the year. 70s and 80s for lower elevations. 50s up in the Cascades, 60s up in the Blues. For tonight, still dealing with that smoke plume in Umatilla, Walla Walla, and Morrow counties. Also could have additional showers in the Blues, the Cascades, or the Blue Foothills. That's about like a 10 to 20% chance though. So I'm thinking pretty much all of us going to stay dry, but can't rule out a shower or two. Overnight lows down into the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades, the same thing with the Blues. We have another first alert weather day, this time for Monday. And again, it's going to be the same ingredients and the same location. Strong wind gusts in the Kittitas Valley, dry air, dry vegetation. So we could see the same impacts. Fires could start or spread rather quickly. So here is the peak wind gust forecast for Monday. A little bit less strong as opposed to Friday, but still peak gust around 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. Shout out to the Blue Foothills of Morrow County as well, as it is going to be pretty windy down that way. Unfortunately, our forecast stays pretty dry over the next 7 days. That rain chance for Tuesday looking less and less impressive as more and more model runs come in. But the Cascades could pick up, I don't know, maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain from Tuesday through Thursday. Hey, that's something. High temperatures not budging that much over the next 7 days. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Highs in the mid to upper 80s with plenty of sunshine and dry weather persisting. In Yakima, low 80s for Friday and Saturday, a touch warmer for Sunday through Monday, then back into the low 80s by next Wednesday and Thursday. In Ellensburg, the potential for fire starts today and once again on Monday due to the strong wind gust in the forecast. In Hermiston, a bit hazy over the next handful of days, but that hinges on containment efforts of fires burning to our west. And in Walla Walla, the same deal as Hermiston, looking hazy through Monday at least, but that's barring major changes in fire containment efforts closer to the gorge.
Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, we're taking a look at a 1987 movie classic that's making a comeback, one that no one saw coming. Details in your entertainment news after the break. It's 5:23.
Ryan wants to get every new device that's smart. I'm wondering, how can the internet handle all of this?
We have Spectrum Internet. We use it for everything. Homework, remote work from home, doing research for trips.
Spectrum Internet allows us to do things faster and more conveniently.
I feel like that's a win-win for everybody.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum Commitment to keep you connected.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
I'm a martial artist, a skydiver, a pilot, and all of them require your feet to work. Get up in the morning and it felt like I was standing on marbles on my heel. When I went into the Good Feet store, the fitting was personalized. It was all about me. You put in the arch supports and your day becomes better and the sun shines, the unicorns run by, and it's a good life. I'm Randy and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body and leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, a 1997 movie is making a grand return from far, far away, and it's bringing some familiar faces.
Also, Netflix and David Letterman have struck a deal once again.
That guy just does not go away. I say that with all due respect. Plus, Hollywood's favorite twins are celebrating a birthday today. For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's Alex Stone.
After 40 years, we asked, what do the fans want?
Mel Brooks is returning for the Spaceballs sequel. The comedy legend, who will be turning 99 later this month, will be reprising his role as Yogurt in the film. The follow-up to the 1987 cult classic will star Josh Gad and is set for a 2027 release.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
David Letterman's Netflix interview show has been renewed for 2 more seasons. My next guest needs no introduction with David Letterman. We'll be back for season 6 and 7, with season 6 set to air later this year. The guest lineup has yet to be revealed. Your favorite country star will be getting an extra shot at a trophy at the Grammys next year. The Recording Academy is changing the name of the Best Country Album category to Best Contemporary Country Album and adding a new category, Best Traditional Country Album. In the all-genre categories, the Academy is adding an award for Best Album Cover. The 2026 Grammy Awards will take place February 1st. And twins Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen turned 39 today. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
Okay, I was wondering who the twins were, and they were the first ones that popped in my brain. I'm like, Mary-Kate and Ashley, right? Yeah, I'm like, who else is there?
I thought the same thing.
Are there other famous twins out there? I don't think so.
I mean, there's gotta be.
There's the Hemsworths, but they're not twins. They're just brothers.
They're just brothers. There's
Spitting
famous
image,
siblings.
though.
Dylan and Cole Sprouse. Our floor director just said that.
Yep.
Way to go.
We knew there'd be someone.
Yeah, there's someone else.
Right. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. If you care about your health and you live in the Benton or Franklin County, you'll want to stay tuned. The Health District giving some residents the opportunity to give their feedback on what issues they think should be prioritized.
Plus, if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, we've got all sorts of events to tell you about, with some that you can take your dog to. Details are in your next half hour, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Meta is suing a Chinese company behind AI apps that can digitally undress people. The lawsuit follows a report that found hundreds of ads for so-called nudify apps on Facebook, Instagram, and other Meta platforms. The apps turn images of fully clothed people into nude images. A big change coming to Instagram. Users will soon be allowed to rearrange the photos and videos on their profiles instead of having them in chronological order. Testing on the update has been happening this year. It finally goes gram-wide this summer. Finally, toy maker Mattel teaming up with OpenAI to develop toys and games powered by generative artificial intelligence. Mattel, the maker of Barbie and Hot Wheels, says the first product of the new AI collaboration will be announced later this year. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Lionel Moise. Have a great day.
Tired of struggling with impossible messes in your tub and shower? Some cleaning sprays only target the top layer of grime, making it difficult to remove built-up layers. Switch to Mr. Clean Foaming Bath Magic Eraser. Simply add water to activate. Magic Eraser has the cleaning power of Dawn and the scrubbing power of an eraser to effortlessly cut through 100% of the built-up soap scum and grime that some sprays leave behind. And because it cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products. Switch to Mr. Clean Foaming Bath Magic Eraser.
Allergies got you trying every trick? Grab Zyrtec for total relief. It works fast and lasts a full 24 hours. What are you waiting for? Go Z's the day with Zyrtec.
Misty?
You know this person?
Is your cat getting too cool? Give him Temptations treats.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Friday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh. Is it going up?
Yes, this is time for a 3-degree guarantee. And I call yesterday's forecast the crazy eights.
Oh, you do?
Because I went with a forecast high of 88. Woo! And a verified 88.
Look at that. Beautiful.
So the jackpot went up by $25. We're now up to $11.25. So here are the stakes for today. Going with a cooler forecast high of 84 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 81 to 87, the jackpot's going to hit $11.50. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, today is another First Alert weather day, this time just for the Kittitas Valley, as we'll have that combination of wind gusts, dry air, and dry vegetation. Looks like the forecast is essentially going to be the same for Monday. The wind gusts a little bit less strong, but still there will certainly be that potential for fires to start and spread quickly. The wind's already a little gusty this morning, not just in the Kittitas Valley, but also in the lower Columbia Basin. These winds only going to ramp up as the day progresses, especially after 11 a.m. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the Cascades, 40s and 50s up in the Blues. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities, lots of sunshine all throughout the day. Could be a little brisk. I actually don't think it's going to be brisk. Let me rephrase. Going to be a little mild for this morning and then warm for the rest of the day, as we'll end up being seasonal for June 13th. That means 70s and 80s for lower elevations. Could have a little bit of haze today for portions of Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties. And to underscore that, I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. Well, this morning we are continuing to keep an eye on a number of fires that have popped up here in the region and across central Washington.
Including one of several that broke out early yesterday morning.
Yeah, that all broke out right here in Benton County. Fire District 1 responding to a 15-acre wildfire. It was called in just before 2 a.m. on East Game Farm Road. Took firefighters a couple hours to get that one contained. They remained on scene for much of the morning and afternoon as well, monitoring those hot spots.
No injuries were reported. However, several buildings were either damaged or lost. Also, new details on a wildfire in West Richland. They continue to come in. And we first brought you this story yesterday as it broke out just after 8 p.m. at the 3900 block of Clark Court. According to Benton County Fire District 4, several homes were immediately at risk of the fast-moving fire, which prompted Level 2 Get Set Ready evacuations at that time, and crews were able to stop the spread of the fire around 11 p.m. yesterday. No homes are known to be damaged or destroyed. 13 engines, 2 water tenders, 1 dozer, and 8 agencies all helped to stop this fire. The cause is under investigation.
5:33 now, and turning our attention to the Benton Franklin Health District, where they're asking the community for their input with the goal of helping shape the future of local health services. It's their annual community assessment survey, and it's now open. So now through June 30th, residents in Benton and Franklin counties are encouraged to take the anonymous survey. It asks about quality of life, access to essentials like housing, transportation, food, health care. The response will help identify community needs and influence how resources are prioritized across the region over the next few years.
That information from the community is really important for this survey because this survey is a big component to our community health assessment.
The survey is available in both Spanish and in English.
Now to a crime alert. A new study is showing the Hyundai Elantra is now the most stolen car in at least 16 states, and this includes Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, and also right here in Washington. The Ford F-150, Chevy Silverado, and the longtime leader, the Honda Civic, round out the top 4 most stolen across the country. So why the rise in Hyundai thefts? Well, experts believe it could stem from the popular social media app TikTok. Back in 2023, videos posted online showed how easy it was to hotwire certain Elantra and Sonata models by just using a USB cable. The trend gained so much traction that some insurance companies stopped covering those cars until drivers could install a new security feature that was issued through a recall.
5:35, taking a look at politics now this morning. President Trump is directing members of his cabinet to withdraw from a memorandum of agreement over issues surrounding the Snake River dams. In a memo just issued Thursday, President Trump ended the agreement between the Biden administration and the Columbia River Basin tribes over restoring snake and Columbia River salmon and steelhead to healthy levels. President Trump says he is committed to protecting the American people from, quote, radical green agenda policies, and that we need to focus on advancing the country's energy creation. District 4 Congressman Dan Newhouse championed the move by President Trump, saying he looks forward to working with the administration on supporting Snake River dams.
Talking local events now, from family fun to furry friends, there's a lot that's happening around the Tri-Cities this weekend.
Yeah, so whether you're looking to relax under the stars with a classic movie or celebrate Father's Day with your favorite pup, we've got you covered.
So let's take a look at what's going on in our community. Bueller, who better to kickstart the weekend than the original party animal himself. Ferris Bueller will air on Saturday, and you can slow it down with a blanket, a glass of wine, and a movie classic.
And Badger Mountain and Powers Winery are hosting the summer outdoor movie night, and yep, they are showing Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
There will be concessions, small bites, wine, and even wine slushies, all under the stars.
Doesn't sound bad, does it? It's totally free, family friendly, open to everyone. Fun starts at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow with the movie rolling at dusk.
So grab your chairs, your best friends, and maybe don't skip school. And it's tomorrow, so you won't be able to.
You're good.
Yeah, and head to the winery for a night that Ferris would absolutely approve of.
Now, he would skip school for it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, if you're looking for a fun hands-on activity for the whole family, the WSU Master Gardeners are teaming up with the Mid-Columbia Library for a special event tied to this year's Summer Reading Challenge.
That's right. You're invited to a free seed ball crafting class. No registration is required. It's happening during the library's Summer Reading Challenge starter party, and it's all about sparking creativity and growing something new, literally.
The event runs from 10 to noon this Saturday at the Kennewick branch of the Mid-Columbia Library.
Also this Father's Day weekend, bring dad and your dog for some tail-wagging fun at Paws on the Patio. It's a pet-friendly patio party featuring tasty appetizers, yappy hour, cocktails, and treats for your four-legged family members.
I don't know why that made me giggle so much.
It's so cute.
The first 25 pets get a free CG branded bandana. Ooh. And Mikey's Chance Rescue will also be on site hosting a heartwarming adoption event. So you might even find a new best friend.
Plus, don't miss the Dad Doggy Lookalike contest at 1:30 p.m. Oh, this is great. And that's with a possum gift basket for the winner. It's fun for the entire pack, so just make sure the pets are friendly and on a leash.
Oh my gosh.
I would love that. Oh my goodness. We need to get the pictures from that and look at them next week.
100%. I'm hoping we can find those online over the weekend. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, we're checking out the wildest headlines of the week, including police pursue a getaway excavator at a brisk 3 miles an hour.
Oh.
Yeah. And a stowaway cat survives a 3-week voyage inside a shipping container.
That would be my cat. It's not, but it would be.
Good to know it's not. And we're giving you a live look outside this morning. It's 5:38 on this Friday the 13th. This is from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will have another look at your forecast.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Expand your access to library services with the Great Rivers Library Partnership. Get a library card at the following participating libraries. Get your Mid-Columbia Libraries card and unlock access to over 350,000 books across 12 locations. High-quality programs like author visits, performers, and special events, and more. Plus, no late fines. Visit a Mid-Columbia Libraries branch near you for more information or visit midcolumbialibraries.org/reciprocal.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986. If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the Educated Cigar.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Are you ready for Alicia Keys' Good Morning America live this morning? The one, the only Alicia Keys on GMA, and an incredible live performance from her Broadway hit Hell's Kitchen this morning on Good Morning America.
These are the days. I pledge allegiance to what I believe in. Live to fight another day of yesterday beat me. And I ain't getting younger, but I'm getting better. Got no time to waste, that's another man's treasure. They say every dog has.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Hello, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. Again, it's going to be very windy in the Mountain Gap in the Kittitas Valley. Those peak gusts could be around 45 miles per hour. Then in the Yakima Valley, high temperatures in the low 80s, a little bit breezy. Those peak gusts could be around 25 miles per hour. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, going to be a big spread of temperatures here, a little bit cooler down closer to the river, 75 for Boardman, but around 85 in the Tri-Cities. Breezy. And then for the Blue Foothills, this is where we could have some haze, especially from those fires that are burning off to our west. And with the winds coming out of the north and west, that could put quite a bit of haze or smoke into Morrow, Umatilla, or Walla Walla counties. Also windy today, especially in the Morrow County foothills. Some of those peak gusts around 40 miles per hour. Could have a few showers up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here is today's vegetation dryness forecast. Remember, 100% would indicate each microclimate's driest vegetation since the turn of the century in 2000. We're going to be in that critically dry level today in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin. Still an elevated level of dryness for lower elevations in the Blue Mountains. But of course, we're specifically concerned about the Kittitas Valley with the wind gusts in the Kittitas Valley for today. Also, it's going to be very windy on Monday. Here's what some of the numbers look like for Monday. They look a little bit better in the upper Yakima Basin, but still pretty lousy overall, including for lower elevations and the Blues. I'll show you the wind gusts once again. I'll tell you if high temperatures are going to help us out with this situation. There are also a few rain chances on the horizon, so I'll touch on that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, 544, check it out. We've seen some wild police chases over the years, but nothing quite like this one.
That's right. A suspect in South Carolina led officers on an hour-long chase, moving at a whopping 3 miles per hour.
And bringing in the weekend vibes with some serious spa day energy. We check out a bear living its best life in a giant tub at the Oregon Zoo.
Let's check it out with Jeremy Rod in today's Take a Look at This.
Police in South Carolina were involved in a not exactly hot pursuit with a person behind the wheel of a large excavator leading a chase down North Charleston streets at a reported 3 miles an hour. Really? An excavator? You'd have a better shot at losing the fuzz in a parade float.
They're very slowly getting away.
North Charleston officers say they were responding to another call when they spotted the excavator lumbering down a state road under what police called suspicious circumstances. Officers attempted to stop the large vehicle, but the operator fled, leading an hour-plus long low-speed chase with all the intensity of a funeral procession. Seriously, this thing makes driving Miss Daisy look like Bullet. The rolling and coasting roller coaster of action did eventually end, and a suspect was taken into custody. Speaking of slow rides and taking it easy, a stowaway cat is now doing just that after being found inside a shipping container that arrived in Minnesota after an apparent 3-week trip from China. WCCO reports the kitten was discovered when the container arrived in the St. Paul suburb of Oakdale.
It's incredible. I can only imagine 3 weeks in a container without food or water.
Officials say the kitten was dehydrated, but it has since been recovering at a local humane society, which already has a foster home lined up for the fearless feline, which doesn't yet have a name, but is currently being called Stowaway. Is the week over yet? Not quite, but feel free to take a cue from this bear at the Oregon Zoo, relaxing all rub-a-dub-dubby in a tubby fit for a chubby king. Everything good here, Cubby?
Yes, everything but the interruption. Away with you.
Okay, for Take a Look at This.
Is it wine o'clock yet?
I'm Jeremy Rod.
Mood.
Yep,
that's gonna be me tomorrow.
That's the vibe.
Yeah, the weekend vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I also
All
loved
day.
his little Dr. Seuss moment right there.
Oh, I know.
The
little rhyming.
The cubby and the
Tubby.
rubby, tubby.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just enough for him to be sitting underneath the shower head. He was giving himself like a little massage, too.
Very just relaxed.
Yeah.
Like
Just feeling
not a care in
himself.
the world.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love that.
Hopefully you can enjoy the weekend that way too. All right, so ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, we have your morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, giving you a live look outside as well from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will have your full first alert forecast. It is 5:47.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles right here in America. And now we've lowered MSRP on Rogue and Pathfinder at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on Rogue or Pathfinder.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Are you ready to revolutionize your career in digital advertising? Join Morgan Murphy's dynamic team at Apple Valley News Now, where innovation meets opportunity. At Apple Valley News Now, we're leading the charge in connected television and digital sales, helping local businesses thrive in today's growing and evolving market. If you're passionate about digital solutions and driving revenue growth, we want to hear from you. Check us out now at morganmurphymedia.com/current-openings to begin your journey.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, click on Volunteers Count under the Contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Lights, music, magic.
At Giza Powerhouse Theater in Walla Walla, the stage comes alive with electrifying concerts, Broadway-style productions, side-splitting comedy, and unforgettable performances. This isn't just a theater. It's a destination for world-class entertainment in Eastern Washington. From the moment the curtain rises, you'll be swept into the extraordinary. Don't miss your chance to experience it all. Get your tickets now online. Giza Powerhouse Theater, where every show is a showstopper.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles right here in America. And now we've lowered MSRP on Rogue and Pathfinder at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on Rogue or Pathfinder.
Watch live with Kelly and Mark weekdays at 9.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today going to be another First Alert weather day, this time just for the Kittitas Valley, as that's where we'll see the strongest wind gusts and the best combination of dry air and dry vegetation. So fire starts are certainly possible in the Kittitas Valley. Speaking of the winds, it's already breezy / windy for this morning, but the time frame with the strongest wind gusts, that's going to be 11 a.m. this morning to 5 in the morning on Saturday. Pretty broad time frame. These winds are going to be persistent, gust up around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 35 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. Okay, so for today, other than that, should be a nice day in terms of the sunshine, albeit the sunshine going to be filtered through some haze in Morrow County, Umatilla County, and Walla Walla County. Also, there's a little chance of some showers up in the Blues, but I'm thinking most of us are going to be dry. Highs today in the 70s and 80s for lower elevations, 50s up in the Cascades, 60s up in the Blues, so that'll be pretty seasonal for June 13th. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies except for in the Cascades and the Blues. Also, we could have a few showers up that way, maybe a shower or two sneaking down into the blue foothills of Walla Walla County. But again, most of us staying dry, and that smoke plume will continue to impact Morrow, Umatilla, and Walla Walla counties. We have another by the way, temperatures for tonight, 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Now on to Monday, as there's another First Alert weather day. Once again in the Kittitas Valley, winds not going to be as strong this time, but still will have that combination of winds, dry air, and dry vegetation, so fires could start and spread rather quickly. Peak gust up around 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley on Monday, around 40 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. Our forecast stays pretty dry over the next 7 days. Unfortunately, models have trended much drier with that Tuesday storm system, but Tuesday through Thursday, we could maybe pick up 1/10 of an inch of rain in the Cascades. Hey, at least that's something, and high temperatures staying oh so steady over the next 7 days. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Highs in the mid to upper 80s with plenty of sunshine and dry weather persisting. In Yakima, low 80s for Friday and Saturday, a touch warmer Sunday through Monday, then back into the low 80s by next Wednesday and Thursday. In Ellensburg, the potential for fire starts today and once again on Monday due to the strong wind gust in the forecast. In Hermiston, a bit hazy over the next handful of days, but that hinges on containment efforts of fires burning to our west. In Walla Walla, the same deal as Hermiston, looking hazy through Monday at least, but that's barring major changes to fire containment efforts closer to the gorge.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:52. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
And we start with the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning, as we are learning more about a devastating apartment fire in Kennewick. It left a number of people without homes, and people also had to jump from windows just to escape those flames. Crews were called out just before 4:30 yesterday morning to the 10,000 block of North Cleveland Street. Flames had already engulfed the building by the time crews arrived. Although everyone did make it out safely, some did have some minor injuries after having to jump from second stories to get out. The complex is considered a total loss. Officials say they are still investigating the cause, though some people that live there say they didn't hear any smoke alarms.
And just a few hours earlier, another fire tore through a home on Adair Drive in Richland. The family got out safely, but were told some of their pets are still missing. crews from all across the Tri-Cities responded, and officials say the home is also a total loss.
And now that we're seeing higher temperatures, some stronger winds, the Bureau of Land Management, they're issuing some new fire restrictions across several counties, including Walla Walla, Benton, and Yakima. So smoking outside of a vehicle or designated area, open flames, fireworks, and off-road driving, all restricted starting today.
In West Richland, animal abandonment is on the rise, especially when it comes to dogs. Officials say leaving a dog behind isn't just cruel, it's also illegal. Under state law, it's a gross misdemeanor and can lead to jail time.
Hey, if you're looking for a way to unwind this weekend, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is coming to the big screen under the stars. Badger Mountain, Powers Winery. They're going to be hosting a free outdoor movie night. It's Saturday at 7:30. Bring your blankets, grab your wine slushie, and enjoy a classic with the community.
Sounds like so much fun. Turning to your national headlines now. Israel's attack on Iran has introduced significant volatility into the oil market. At one point yesterday, prices in the U.S. soared 13% per barrel, and that price has fallen for now, but it's still up 5%. The spike is based on fears that a wider conflict in the Middle East could disrupt oil supplies. Analysts say if Iran pulls out of the global market, oil prices could jump by about $7.50 per barrel.
5:54 in your business headlines this morning. A heads up for Mitsubishi SUV drivers. Nearly 200,000 vehicles are being recalled because of an issue with the rear view camera, saying it could increase the risk of a crash. Mitsubishi said the rear view camera's software was improperly programmed, which could cause the camera to freeze or fail to display at all. The recall impacts 2022 to 2024 Mitsubishi Outlanders and 2023 to 2025 Outlander plug-in hybrids. Dealers will update the software for free, and letters will go out to vehicle owners on June 30th.
In your health headlines this morning, independent senators Bernie Sanders and Angus King have introduced a bill that aims to ban pharmaceutical manufacturers from advertising to consumers. The bill would prohibit drug ads on TV, radio, print, and also on social media. HHS Secretary RFK Jr. has also called for an end to prescription drug advertising.
You know, we're the only country that advertises that on like that. No one else does.
Well, then we wouldn't have the Ozempic jingle then.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So glass half full.
They get stuck in your head.
Yep.
Okay, trending this morning, you will soon be able to score a tasty deal at Chipotle if you happen to be inked up. For Friday the 13th, Chipotle is offering a buy one, get one deal for fans who are, quote, tatted up like a Chipotle bag.
So the tattoos don't have to be permanent. The restaurant chain says those with temporary tattoos or even designs that are drawn on will be eligible for the deal.
The BOGO deal will only be good from 3 to 4 p.m. local time. That's not all. Chipotle will also be giving out temporary tattoos at 13 select locations during that 1 hour time frame.
They had me in the first half for a minute there. I thought like actual tattoos, but temporary tattoos. Cool. Okay.
That's funny.
Do you remember when Adam Levine, this is going to be like come out of left field, but when Adam Levine, he and Maroon 5 were the halftime performance for the Super Bowl? Well, he was all, tatted up, and I remember on Twitter they were saying he looked like a Chipotle bag, so
oh my goodness.
Kind of made me think of that.
So he should go and get some
funny.
Chipotle.
Yeah, I bet he will. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, continuing to track wildfires from across the region. We have the very latest updates coming in.
Plus new categories coming to the Grammys. The Recording Academy has announced 2 new ones, and we'll tell you what they are coming up in our 6 o'clock hour.
And what you got for us, Josh?
Yeah, I'll have an update on the fires, also show you the potential for more fires to start and spread quickly for today and Monday. I'll tell you who would see the best chance of that. That's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.